Hi, my name is Priya Joda. So today we will talk about a few natural things that you can do when you've been tested COVID positive and how you can make your immune system stronger. Now, fears about COVID-19 can take an emotional toll, but you're not powerless. It's certainly a frightening time, and we are in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. And some are bracing for what may come next, and we are wondering, when is this going to end? And for so many people, the uncertainty surrounding this is the hardest thing to handle right now, because we don't know exactly how we'll be impacted, how long this will take, and how long this will last, and or how bad things might get. And that makes it all too easy to catastrophize and spiral out into overwhelming fear and panic. But the first thing not to do if you've been tested COVID positive is to not panic, because it will only increase your stress level and your immune system will be jeopardized. Just keep your calm. You need to just pause, look at your life, breathe, and just think about how to best manage your anxiety and how to manage your fears, and also what can you do right now, what steps can you take to heal yourself, to heal quickly from this COVID, from this virus, from this anxiety as well. And it's important to not wallow in anxiety, because anxiety feeds on itself. The more you bow down to it, the more you give it power, the more you give it space and give it attention, and the more it's going to grow. If you give them attention, they will stick around. If you ignore them, if you let them pass, if you watch them as bubbles in a stream or maybe clouds in the sky, then they will leave. They will disappear back into emptiness, back into nothingness. So anxiety is really our body's way of saying, hey, I'm experiencing too much stress all at once. I need your attention right now. So it's really about understanding that all of your thoughts, all of your emotions, they're just asking for your attention right now. Okay? We are all familiar with that story of the two wolves that is inside of us. There's the good wolf and there's the bad wolf. So at any given time, the one that we are feeding is the one that is stronger. It's the one whose voice is going to be stronger and louder, and who is going to influence our life more. So it's the same thing with our mind, with our thoughts. But instead of two wolves, we have 1,000 different wolves. And still the same principle applies. You have the power to choose where you place your attention. And one of the great tools that you can use is doing meditation, especially in these times of uncertainties. Just 5 minutes, twice per day, can really make a difference when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed. It's where we're choosing to keep our attention on our breath. And whenever it wanders into thinking, we just notice that. And we bring it back again and again. And this really develops the muscles of attention, the muscles of awareness. Mindfulness and meditation for anxiety is a growing field that can really help you navigate the many ways that anxiety, that fear can mess your life. And one way to calm anxiety, you need to really open your attention to the present moment. Bring your attention to what you're experiencing right now in a more wider, in a more open manner that isn't really involved with selecting or choosing or judging or analyzing or evaluating, but simply holding, like really becoming a container for thoughts, for feelings, for sensations in the body that are present, and seeing if you can watch them from one moment to the next. So it's really being aware each and every moment, am I having this negative thought? So it's really about focusing on the breath. Bring your attention to your breath, bring your attention to your body. Move out to become more aware of sensations in the body as a whole, like sitting with the whole body, with the whole breath. And once again, we move back to wider and spacious container of attention for our experience. So when you can really create a little space between yourself and what you are experiencing, your anxiety can soften. When you get caught up in those patterns of reactivity, you create more stress in your life. And this is why it's so important to really discern clearly the difference between reacting with unawareness and responding with mindfulness. And I'm reminded of a beautiful story about a man who went to a Zen monk and told the monk, "My dear monk, life is really very challenging. I'm not afraid of challenges. I have faith in the divine plan. I have perseverance, and I really work hard, and I work diligently with myself. But with so many negative and selfish people who make my life every moment so difficult and so miserable, I don't know what to do. On one side, I have the challenges. On the other side, I have these pessimistic or narcissistic or selfish people. So can you please guide me? What should I do?" And the monk replied with a smile, "Okay, so please have a glass of water." And then he added a few spoons of salt into the water and just stirred it and told the man to drink it. So the man did that, and the man was able to drink 2 or 3 sips, and he told the monk, "My dear monk, it's too salty. I cannot drink it now." Then the monk really took the man to a huge lake and asked him to empty the glass of salt water into the lake. And he told the man, "Okay, now you fill your glass and just drink it." Okay, so the man drank the water, and the monk asked him, "How is the water now?" He said, "It's a little bit sweet." And the monk asked the man, "Oh, what happened to the salt then?" The man said, "The salt must have dissolved in that vastness of the lake." And the monk smiled and told the man, "That is exactly what you need to be." So rather than being a glass of water, you become the lake. If you become the lake, regardless of the salt, regardless of the water, regardless of how much salt there is, the water will still be sweet. And also your life will be more at ease, more comfortable. So the idea is to become a lake, and you cannot really do anything about the salt around you, but you can do a lot with yourself. So I hope you got the message from this. The message is you cannot change situations. It's a part of divine plan. In fact, progress happens not in a very positive, not in a very comfortable, pleasant environment. Progress happens only when the situation is challenging. So instead of being a victim, embrace those challenges cheerfully, gracefully. That is exactly how you can grow. And life can be a constant battle, and it is an inevitable one. You cannot do much about it, but what you can do is really how to control how you react to things that are around you, to people that are around you. And the moment that you start to shift your energies and you maintain that constructive, that resourceful state, that can greatly make you unshakable in most of the situations. And also understanding that growth happens only in challenging situations. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. The only way that we can live is if we grow, right? The only way that we can grow is if we change. The only way that we can change is if we learn. The only way we can learn is if we're exposed. And the only that we can become exposed is if we really throw ourselves out there in the open. The question is, do you want to do it? Are you committed to do it? Really throw yourself, trusting, having faith that everything has a purpose. When you realize you are the product of your past, but you don't have to be a prisoner of it, that you are your own biggest critic. Like before anyone else has criticized you, you have already criticized yourself. But for the rest of your life, you're going to be with you, and you don't want to spend your life with someone who is always judgmental, who is always critical. So stop being your own critic. It's high time that you accept all the great things about you. The person in life that you will always be with the most is really yourself. Because even when you are with others, you're still with yourself. When you wake up in the morning, you're with yourself. Laying in bed at night, you are with yourself. Walking down the street in the sunlight, you are with yourself. The question is, what kind of person do you want to walk down the street with? What kind of person do you want to wake up in the morning? Like, do you want to wake up in the morning with somebody who is constantly negative? What kind of person do you want to see at the end of the day before you fall asleep? Because that person is you. And it's your responsibility to be that person that you want to be with. I know I want to spend my life with a person who knows how to let things go, who knows how to take full responsibility of everything, who's able to smile and be carefree, who can be humble enough. So that's really who I have to be, right? This is who I want to be, where I can learn something. And you learn something valuable from all, like, the significant events, from all people, everyone who comes into your life. But if you never touch your true potential until you challenge yourself to go beyond imposed limitations, you will just stay stuck. Just realizing that so much goodness can happen when you really go with the flow, when you open your eyes, when you look at it. There is goodness all the time surrounding you. So never be shaken by anything around you. Anyway, if there's something you can do about it, please go on. If the situation you see in front of you is out of control, then don't spend hours wallowing in it, worrying about it. Don't spend hours thinking about what this person did to you. And the easiest way to really take care of yourself is to be with yourself. Be committed to your daily exercises, taking responsibility for your mental, emotional, your spiritual, your physical health. And really, whatever happens, you don't react. You just respond. You take responsibility for the words that come out of your mouth. Responsibility, your ability to respond. You respond with your ability. And each one of us, we need to take personal responsibility for our own health. And there's a choice to be made each time. And I've seen like so many people, they will just say, I'm COVID positive, it's because of that person. I met this person gave me this COVID, like this person infected me, or it's because I went to this event, I went to this prayer, I went to this wedding. Now is not the time to cry, now is not the time to have this blame game, now is the time to act. It's time to take full responsibility for our own choices. You decided to go, so it was your choice, and now it's your responsibility to do whatever it takes to heal, to recover quickly. And if you look at the bigger picture, like everything is happening at the right time for the right reason. Okay? And I believe sooner or later we'll all get it. It's spreading. We just need to take care of our health. Okay? So when you get it, the first thing to not do is to panic. Just breathe, relax, and think about what steps are you going to take. And also be a calming influence. If friends or relatives, your partner, loved ones, they are panicking, just try to help them gain some perspective on the situation. So instead of scaring them off or giving credence to false rumors, just refer them to reputable news sources, and also like be a positive, uplifting influence in these anxious times. This can really help you feel better about your own situations too. So every tip that I'm sharing is based on my personal experience and some of my patients who have been having anxiety, or even lots of COVID cases. But this is a disclaimer. This video is for information purposes, and it's not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice. Always seek the guidance of your doctor or other qualified health professional for any questions that you may have regarding your health or a medical condition. Okay. Now, how to recover quickly from COVID-19. If you have been tested COVID positive, you can consider taking ivermectin for 5 to 7 days. And this is an anti-parasite medication. It's an FDA-approved drug to treat a variety of parasitic infections, including parasitic worms, and it also stops the virus to spread. India and so many countries worldwide has been using this to cure so many people, and there are so much to talk about ivermectin, but I prefer to make another video on this topic, else this video is going to be too long. Okay. And even for my patient, they were taking like 0.2, just half of it with meal, like twice per week, and post-COVID exposure you take like 0.4 milligram. And if you want more information, send me a message. I'll send you the right thing, what you can do. And then the second is go outside, especially in the morning in the sun from 7 to 9, to ignite that heat into your body, which will stop the virus from multiplying. So you can just do 10 minutes or 15 minutes, just go outside, take some sunlight, or you can just take a vitamin D3 supplement, and for 7 days, like 1,000 to 3,000 IU. Then you can take like in flax seeds, salmon, you have lots of vitamin D. Then vitamin C is very good. You can get it in greens, leafy greens, lemon, probiotics, vitamin C. There are lots of things that you can look online to just have a look how you can get it. Then there's zinc, which is very good. Then there are lots of essential oil that is going to prevent, that is going to stop it from replicating. And it's also antiviral, things like tea tree oil, eucalyptus, lavender, cinnamon, oregon oil, And there's also, if you can do grounding, just walk barefoot. You're going to receive lots of electrons, especially if you have inflammation in your body. Now the herb is like a gigantic battery that contains a natural, subtle electrical charge. It's a special kind of energy present in the ground for safety, for stability. Mostly everything in the electrical world is connected to it. That's what the term grounded means. Being grounded also applies to people when you are electrically grounded. You feel like centered, you feel strong, you feel balanced, you feel less stressed, you feel less like tense. Now, you are a bioelectrical being living on an electrical planet, and your body operates electrically. All of your cells transmit multiple frequencies that run, for example, your heart, your immune system, your muscles, your nervous system. Now, with the exception of humans that live in industrialized societies, all living things on our planet, they are connected to the ground's electric energy. In industrialized societies, you really go barefoot and walk around outside or wear natural leather shoes that allow you to absorb the ground's energy. And for many decades, people have increasingly been wearing rubber or plastic-soled shoes that act as a barrier to the earth's energy, insulating them from electrical contact with the earth. And people also generally, they don't sleep on the ground anymore, as many cultures have done throughout history. They live and they work above the ground, even far above the ground in high rises. So when you ground yourself, electrons from the earth make contact with your skin and enter your body, acting as natural antioxidants. And they protect cells, they protect tissues and organs from oxidative stress. So people with muscle soreness who slept on a grounding system experience a reduction in inflammation, according to a recent study. And those who practice grounding regularly tend to be centered, they tend to be calm, tend to be balanced and strong, and also very positive. And it also has been reported that to improve mood plus reduce depression and stress in those who receive grounding therapy. And participants who wore grounding patches on the palms, on their hands, on the soles of their feet, they had blood work done, and results showed that after grounding they had less blood cell clumping. Okay, and this is very good news for the heart. So to enjoy the health benefits of earthing, you can just spend 20 minutes daily outside with your shoes off. And this can be in sand, on grass, in a lake, in the sea. And if you live in the city, there are ways to ground while sleeping, working at the computer, and even walking around. You can just purchase conducive, how do you call that? It's just, I forgot the name. It's a sheet for your bed. You can wear it on your wrist. You can ankle band. It's a patch. You can even place it's a conductive plug just right in your shoes. And another thing that can really help you is steam inhalation. You can add tulsi, eucalyptus oil, ginger, lemon peel, or a little Himalayan salt and lemon, or oregano leaves, or you can just add some turmeric powder, and it will stop the virus from spreading. Even plants such as neem is very good. There's giloy, very good as well. It has been used in traditional, herbal traditional, to help the immune system. And another thing that you can do is you can just boil 500 milliliter of water. You can just add 2 tablespoons of carom seeds, we call it ajwain, and then you can add 4 to 5 tulsi leaves, and add 1 teaspoon of turmeric and a handful of mint leaves. Just boil it for 10 minutes, and once it is boiled, just take it off the stove and just inhale that steam for 10 minutes. Do it at least 3-4 times per day. So you can just boil it, you place your head on it and then place a towel. Just inhale that steam. Okay. And another thing that can help your immune system is gargling. So how do you prepare the gargle? You can just take like 300 ml of water. You can add 1 tablespoon of turmeric and half tablespoon of salt and just boil it for 5 minutes. And once it is warm enough to touch, you can just gargle it, and it's gonna keep your immunity high. And you can gargle 3 times a day. It will make you feel less congested, and it will really solve all the sulfur that you're having. It's going to release that as well. And when you inhale and exhale the virus, it starts to travel deeper and deeper into your lungs, and it starts to eat up your entire body, your entire system. So if you do these natural things, one thing is for sure, it's going to help you. And there's no money to make with a big pharmaceutical company if they tell you that home remedies work. Now, they just don't want you to know any home remedies. But, you know, long before the coronavirus, our ancestors, they've been using steam inhalation whenever children gets cold or whenever they would get a flu. And the results were amazing. It won't harm you if you do it right, meaning do it the proper way, okay? Now, why do you think hospitals use nebulizers? Now, I'm just going to explain to you the logic behind it. It's that when you take steam deep within, it helps to immobilizing the COVID-19 virus. It is one of those effective tricks that helps to maintain a better respiratory health. And your weak respiratory system is more vulnerable to COVID-19. And this is why you must focus on steam inhalation to terminate even the silliest respiratory issues and keep it strong enough to really fight this virus. Okay? And experts advise that performing steam inhalation may help to decrease the respiratory issues, congestion issues in the nasal airways. It may help ease feelings of irritation, even swollen blood vessels in the nasal airways. And the moisture may also help thin the mucus in your sinuses, which allows them to empty more easily. And this can allow your breathing to return to normal, at least for a short period of time. Okay, so steam should be inhaled twice a day for up to 5 minutes. Okay, maybe twice or 3 times per day. Maybe it won't kill the virus, but it surely helps in breathing properly during a congested chest, or it helps in loosening up the mucus, which makes the breathing easier, and it helps to loosen the nasal cavity. Just make sure that you don't burn yourself, okay? And you can also go for, don't directly breathe in 70 degrees Celsius steam, just that's too hot. You can just below 50 or above 45 degrees. And I've suggested the same to my yoga student, and this helped them a lot, especially those who were suffering from sore throat and running noses. And in matters of 2 or 3 days, they felt better. Okay, no more congested chest. So inhaling steam, drinking hot water, or sunbathing, it can really help your immune system. Despite what the media may say, it's going to help your immune system. Maybe it's not going to remove that virus, that's for sure, but it's going to help you. And the other day I was wondering, you know, what would happen to COVID rates if people started sleeping with a humidifier in their room? Like, no one knows, because no research has ever been done on the effect of elevated humidity on COVID-19. What we do know is that the current upsurge in COVID numbers coincides with the arrival of colder weather. Okay, now this is another chapter in itself. So yeah, we were talking about steam inhalation. Sorry, I tend to get distracted. So yes, you can get relief also from very hot shower. While taking your shower, you can just relax, drop your shoulders, and just breathe while inhaling steam from that shower. Okay, so right now, staying safe means not going out and also wearing double face mask. On the other hand, being healthy means um, eating good food to build your immunity, and also be mindful when you're chewing it. And you can do so by using the ingredient available in your kitchen. Now I'm going to share with you a little concoction that I made the other day, and it was great. It's very good for your immune system, and you can make that with like very little time it requires. And it's made with turmeric, there's tulsi, there's tulsi leaves, cinnamon, there's fresh ginger, there's clove, there's black pepper. So the ingredient, you take like 2 to 3 liters of water, a fistful of tulsi leaves, there's 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger, there's 1 teaspoon of fresh turmeric. You can take 2 ground peppercorns and 1 clove, then 1 cinnamon stick. Then you just take a utensil and then pour the water into it, and then add all the spices to the utensil and just boil it nicely. And if you're putting in 3 liters of water, let it boil down to 2 liters. Then you can just strain the mixture and have it early in the morning when it is warm. Okay. Now the benefits of this concoction is that all the spices, they are known for their immunity boosting qualities, especially the antioxidant turmeric, anti-inflammation. It's good antiseptic and antifungal. It helps in fighting in like any kind of infection in our body. And as for ginger, it's great for the immune system, and it's antibacterial and anti-parasitic, and it gives a lot of relief to people having cold. And this concoction is the most potent drink for the health of your lungs. It will help in opening up the nasal airways, and it's going to help in building the immune system. And they are potent antioxidants and help control blood sugar levels as well. There's also one thing that I love. It has so many properties, so many benefits. It's kalonji oil, it's black seed oil, or you can take the supplement, and it's great for the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antimicrobial properties. It has so many benefits. Okay. Another thing you can do is gargle with iodine or with essential, or with just Himalayan salt or normal salt, and very good for your sore throat as well. And also do 15 minutes yoga like for 2 weeks every day. Okay. And each hour try to breathe, especially the diaphragmatic breath, and get the air at the bottom of your lungs. It's really helpful when you are having sore throat, any kind of problem. Okay. And try to drink at least 2 liters of water with no additives, no sugar. Now, something else you didn't know, it's consuming too much sugar can really impact your immunity. And the immune system largely depend upon the functioning of our digestive tract. So having a precise balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut is very important. And research recommends 85% of good bacteria versus only 15% of the bad. So when you eat too much sugar, the colonies of bad bacteria proliferate the gut, and thus it disturbs the balance, which may result in sickness. So sugar impacts the way white blood cells fight any incoming threats. And in fact, people with diabetes, they're more prone to contracting COVID-19. The more sugar that you have in your system, the more risk you are of getting coronavirus. And sugar can also set off inflammations in the body, which can contribute to chronic health problems such as diabetes, such as heart, cardiovascular diseases, and also having too much sugar also results in weight gain, which is directly linked to high cholesterol levels and high risk of heart attacks. And research also indicates that consuming 75 to 100 grams of sugar can have an adverse impact on the defense mechanism of our body. While 75 grams might seem like a lot, but it is only equal to 2 cans of soda. So during the era of coronavirus, it's very important to take every step possible to keep our immunity strong, and therefore make sure you are consuming less than 75 grams of sugar in a day. And also wait at least 5 hours if you must eat something sweet, okay, twice a day. Just wait, and drink lots of water, especially hot water. Try cold water as much as possible. And another thing that you can do is just lying in a prone position, or maybe on your stomach with your chest expanded, with a pillow in front of you, taking breaths that are slightly deeper than normal. Just for the next 10 minutes, it's going to help you to increase your oxygen levels, and also it's going to like open your lungs, okay? Now you have to understand that the majority of your lung is on your back, not on your front. So by lying on your back, you're closing off more of the airways, okay? And another thing that you can do is use nasal spray, or like if you have any sinuses, like salt nasal spray. Or if you can't breathe or your nose is blocked, you can just inhale, you breathe in through the nose, then you pinch your nose, and then while holding your breath, then you count 8, then you release. You did 4 times, okay? So if your nose is blocked, you breathe in, you block both nostrils, you hold it for 8 counts, then you release, okay? Now please know, these are things that can boost your immune system. And as you know, COVID-19, it's a respiratory disease that can cause serious lung damage and breathing problems, along with a host of other health issues. And as the virus continues to spread, you may be wondering if strengthening your lungs will help you fight it off if you are infected. Well, yes, it's going to help you. And one of the first things that happens with COVID is that you get short of breath and your oxygen saturation begins to fall. And the better condition your lungs are in, the better off you will be, okay? And another way to get your lungs into better shape is regular physical activity, but the kind that really gets your heart rate up, okay? Anything that really makes you breathe faster. This is basically a breathing exercise, okay? Now my first advice is would be in fact, it would not just be go sit in a chair and breathe deeply, or get on a bag, you know. It's just, you need to breathe while doing it. Whatever exercises, go for a brisk walk, do intensive yoga, but do it with your breathing, okay? Aim for activity that ramps up your breathing. And staying active, especially important for all people, because the lung function decreases as you age, and over time the muscles that support your breathing become weaker. Lung tissue loses its elasticity, and the air sacs inside your lungs, they become like baggier. And studies have shown that exercise can slow that decline, and it can really boost your lung function. So if you can do dynamic yoga and breathing techniques, this also helps air get into the deepest parts of your lungs, so that you don't use when you are not working, when you're sedentary, okay? Now, if there are any secretions or pollutants that you have breathed in, yoga helps you clear them out of your lung, and it decreases any risk of infection or pneumonia, and it also helps your body obtain oxygen from the environment and use it in the most efficient manner. Okay, now what's important for your lung health is to exercise at an intensity that quickens your breathing rate and leaves you feeling breathless. Whether it's yoga, it's swimming, it's biking, it's walking briskly, don't be afraid of feeling short of breath. It's a good thing. You need to get your heart worked out. And deep breathing exercises are a great way to get air deep into your lungs, and this clear also secretions. So for anyone who have mobility issues, try doing the breathing exercises sitting on a chair with the back straight. It's also very important to listen to your body. What is it telling you? Okay, if you are bedridden or maybe caring for somebody who is bedridden, doing some controlled breathing can be very useful. And if you are not exercising, the base of your lungs can partially collapse, which increases the risk for the infection if you breathe in a virus. Okay, and besides, research shows that slow controlled breathing can help lower your heart rate, and it can stabilize your blood pressure. It can also ease anxiety, and it can clear your lungs. Okay, and these exercises, they won't help prevent COVID. However, if performed daily, they will help in developing a stronger respiratory system, which can help our body to fight any possible infection. And having said that, if you or your family members have any pre-existing health conditions, or you're feeling any sort of discomfort, please do consult with your doctor. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a few breathing exercises. So the first one is where you slowly take in deep breath through your nose, and then you allow your belly to rise as you fill your lungs, and you hold it there for a few seconds, and then you exhale fully. You repeat it 10 times. So you breathe in, your belly out like a big balloon, and then you breathe out. So you breathe in and out. You do it 10 times, then you force yourself to cough. So you bring up any secretions. Okay, you just make sure you wear a mask if there are people nearby, right? And the exercise is a preventive measure that gets out the secretions that are sitting in the gravity dependent portions of your lungs, and it decreases also your risk of any infections if you're not exercising. Okay, the second breath is you just block your right nostril, you breathe in for your left, then you do the other side. When you have cleared both the nostrils, then you breathe from both. And as you breathe from both nostrils, your stomach should expand, and as you breathe out, it should contract. Okay, so it's like, you do the other side, then you do both. Okay, and another way of is doing the humming bee sound to release nitric oxide and also to boost your immune system. Now, humming exercises increases nitric oxide in the body and acts as vasodilators. It helps with easier blood flow through the vessels, and it also prevents muscles from tightening. It helps to also induce a very calming effect on the mind. It helps to get rid of frustration, anxiety. It reduces fatigue, and nitric oxide helps with neuroplasticity. That is the building and repairing of the nervous system, and it also dilates blood vessels, enabling more oxygen to be delivered throughout the body. And well, I've created a whole video on nitric oxide, and you can check it out on my channel, and how it can help you, how you can do humming bee sound to help increase your immune system. So how you do it, you close your ears with your thumb, you use the middle, just use these fingers, rest your index finger above your eyebrows, and a little finger weight rests on your cheeks. You inhale deeply, and while you exhale, you make a soft humming sound like a honeybee, similar to throughout the entire exhalation. Then you inhale again, and while exhaling, you make the humming sound. And once you feel that your lungs are full when you breathe in, you slowly exhale while chanting in such a way that the is longer. It's 1:2 ratio. You repeat that for 10 counts, okay? And you practice this for 5 minutes if you want to reap the benefits. So you just block like this, then you breathe in, then you do you continue, okay? Then there is belly breath, where you take a deep breath and you count your inhalation and exhalation. This is the equal breath, okay? I'll do the belly later. Ideally, your inhalation and exhalation counts should be the same. So with each breath increase, the count to inhale and the exhale for as long as comfortable. You practice this for 2 minutes. Like if you're breathing 8, you breathe out 8. Okay. The third exercises are diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing or abdominal breathing. And this helps in managing irritable bowel syndrome, depression, anxiety, fear, insomnia. And it refers to taking deep belly breath that causes your diaphragm to expand as much as possible. And the diaphragmatic breathing, it can inflate the tiny air sacs at the bottom of your lungs and enable them to expel any mucus like that are lodged in there. Okay. Now, normally people get in the habit of breathing without fully utilizing the lower part of their lungs. So with this breathing technique, you consciously practice filling in your lungs to their maximum capacity, and also you increase the oxygen uptake. So to perform this COVID-19 breathing exercise, you just lie down on your back on the floor, and just with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, you place one hand on your navel, just over your navel, your belly button, and then focus on pushing your hand up with each breath. You can repeat it 8 to 10 times. So you breathe in, your belly goes out like a big balloon, and then you release. And this belly breathing, it requires deep breathing, which helps restore your lung function by using the diaphragm. And it utilizes deep breathing and slow movements, which may prove beneficial for patients recovering from COVID-19. And so it's very easy. You just lie on the ground, you relax your body, and you just, if you're sitting down, you can just straighten your back and you just close your eyes. You breathe as you normally would. And then you just place one hand on your chest and then the other on your lower abdomen, and this is where your diaphragm sits, just here. So just here, okay? And then you take a deep breath in by expanding your diaphragm or your stomach, and then you exhale slowly. Then you breathe slowly 9 to 10 times, and this should do the work, okay? Now, another thing that you can do is deep breathing on your stomach. Performing diaphragmatic breathing while lying on your stomach helps open up different air sacs in your lungs. And just do not perform this if it causes increased breathlessness. So how you do that, you lie on your stomach, on your bed or on your sofa, just resting your forehead on your hands. Just keep your mouth closed and touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue. And as you slowly breathe in through your nose, just focus on pushing your belly button into the mattress or into the sofa, and exhale slowly through your nose. You can just repeat this 8 to 10 times. So just lying down and then breathe in, belly goes out, then breathe out. Okay. Now there's also the pursed lip breathing. And this is where this type of breathing holds air inside your lungs for a longer period of time than a standard breath, which enables your blood to take up like more oxygen. So to perform a pursed lip breathing exercise, you can just sit upright on a chair and just breathe in through your nose while counting rhythmically. Then you purse your lips like you plan to kiss someone, and then you breathe out through your mouth for twice as many beats as you inhale. So for example, if you counted to 4 while inhaling, then you exhale over a count of 8. Okay, so you breathe in through the nose, then purse your lips. You breathe in 4, you breathe out 8. There's another one, we call it the Anulom Vilom. It helps fight off COVID-19 related complications such as improved lung capacity, better blood circulation, clear nasal airways, stress reduction. It improves respiratory muscle strength, and it should be practiced on an empty stomach, ideally in the morning or in the evening after a long meal gap. So how you do that? You close your right nostril by pressing your right thumb on it, and then you exhale through your left. Okay, then you place your ring finger on your left, then you release your right nostril to exhale through it, then you breathe in from right, and then you breathe out. Your breath must be slow and deep. Okay, you continue this breathing for at least 5 minutes, right? Then there's Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi breath it can increase your oxygen level consumption by at least 52%. So how you do it? You sit up straight with your shoulders relaxed away from your ears and close your eyes, and then you just compress your throat in such a way that you produce like a soft hissing sound while you exhale. It's like an ocean sound. And once you're comfortable exhaling, you just compress your throat while you inhale again until a soft hissing sound is heard. Then you control your inhales and exhales with your diaphragm. And when you can control the throat while both inhaling and exhaling, you just close the mouth and you begin breathing through your nose. And you continue to compress your throat the same way you did when the mouth was open. And this breath will still make a soft hissing sound coming in and out of your nose. Just make sure that the duration of your inhalation and exhalations, they are equal. Okay, so it's breathe in with the nose, then you contract the back of your throat. Very good to improve your lung capacity as well. Good for thyroid as well. Okay, and so just breathe in, then make the sound of the ocean. Okay, you do it for maybe 5 minutes. And all these exercises, they won't help prevent COVID-19, but may help in strengthening your respiratory system, which can help you fight off infections, and it may contribute to your recovery process. Okay, and another thing that can help in building up your immune system is doing cardiovascular exercises to increase your heart rate, which also forces the respiratory system to become more efficient, and also eventually increases the amount of oxygen that you take with each breath. And this allows your lungs to improve its capacity and function better. And you can do that, you can do from all these exercises from the comfort of your own home. And you can also do brisk walking, spot jogging, jumping rope, jumping jacks, climbing staircase. Yoga is very, very helpful, especially dynamic ones. And all these is going to help you. And the symptoms in people suffering from acute COVID-19 usually start between 2 to 14 days after exposure. And through the symptoms, even if the symptoms resolve within 2 weeks, you still feel that shortness of breath and fatigue for a longer duration. So breathing exercises may help while recovering from the COVID-19 virus. And caution, if you have COVID-19, consult with your doctor before starting the breathing exercises in order to prevent worsening of the symptoms. And yes, another thing you can do is just have some rapid tests stocked at home, and also have an oximeter, because using a pulse oximeter at home when you have COVID-19 can help you to know your oxygen level. What is it? It's a device that checks to see how much oxygen that your blood is carrying. It's a fast, simple way to learn this information without using a needle to take a blood sample. Usually a small clip is put at the end of your finger, and sometimes it's put on your toe or earlobe, and this device shines a light beam through the skin, and it estimates your oxygen level by measuring the percentage of your blood that's carrying oxygen. And your oxygen level, or oxygen saturation, it shows on the display screen, and it's very good for patients who have long-term heart or lung problems or an infection like COVID-19. Now, why is it used at home for COVID-19? Usually a low blood oxygen level causes symptoms like fatigue or shortness of breath. But with COVID-19, you may not have symptoms from a low oxygen level. So your doctor may suggest checking your oxygen level at home, and this can help you know when you need medical attention, even if you don't have symptoms. And also, how do you use this pulse oximeter? You just turn on the pulse oximeter, and then you check that it has batteries first. You clip it at the end of the finger with your nail facing up, and you will see the results in a few seconds, okay? And the device gives you like two results. There's the blood oxygen first, and then there's your pulse rate. And your doctor will can help you know what numbers are normal for you. And the device may not show any results if you have cold hands, or if you're wearing acrylic or something, nail polish or artificial nails. So you can just warm your hands, and you can remove the nail polish, or if you don't want to remove, it's okay. Just try on your nail, try on your here as well. It's very accurate. Try a different finger, okay? And your doctor may suggest checking your oxygen level 2 times a day during exercise, or any time that your symptoms get worse. So just keep a record of your levels in case you need to show it to your doctor. And you should also call your doctor if your blood oxygen level drops below 95 degrees. And if you have certain health problems, your oxygen level may always be lower than 95 degrees percentage. And ask your doctor what oxygen number you should expect when using your pulse oximeter. Find out which number is a sign that you should call for help, and really watch closely for changes in your health, and be sure to contact your doctor if your symptoms get worse, or if you're not getting better as expected. And the best way to protect ourselves and to fight coronavirus is through social distancing, through wearing a mask, sanitizing hands at proper intervals, and frequently wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or just use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. And also wearing a mask can reduce your risk of COVID-19. Just don't wear it like this. You know, lots of people wear It just, you should cover your mouth and nose, and it should fit against the sides of the face so there are no gaps, okay? And for extra protection, you can just wear a double one, just wear one with layers. And perhaps most important, just wear your mask correctly the entire time when you're using the restroom, because this is a very high risk location for COVID, especially if you're going to supermarkets or anywhere in commercial buildings, okay? So and as you or your loved one recover, just seek emotional support, stay connected to others, for text, for phone, for calls, for video calls, and share your concerns. And also avoid too much of COVID-19 news. Most of them are fake. And just rest and focus on enjoyable activities such as reading, watching movies, playing online games. And there are so many things that you can do, okay? And as you take care of a loved one who is ill with COVID-19, you might feel stressed too. You might worry about your health and the health of the sick person, and this can affect your ability to eat, to sleep, to concentrate, as well as worsen chronic health problems. It may also increase your use of sugars, because you will tend to go towards sugary stuff that makes you feel good, and also the use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. And if you have a health or mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression, continue with your therapy. Contact your doctor or mental coach or health professional if your condition worsen. Okay, so to care for yourself, maintain a daily routine including showers, getting dressed, take breaks from COVID-19 news, including social media, eat healthy meals, stay hydrated, exercise, get plenty of sleep, avoid excessive use of alcohol, tobacco, do yoga, do stretching, breathe deeply, meditate, focus on any enjoyable activities, connect with others, share how you're feeling, and caring for yourself can really help you. It can help you cope with stress. It will also help you be able to support your loved one's recovery, okay? So thank you so much for your time, and hope it has helped you in some way. And if it has, please share it with your friends and families, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. And I wish you a great day. So until then, you take good care of yourself and stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Bye bye.